You might think that you're doing the right thing by slathering on that sunscreen that you just bought before stepping out into the sun. But what if I told you that the product that is supposed to protect you could actually be doing more harm than good? I'm a board-certified toxicologist and mom of two on a mission to help you avoid environmental toxins so you can protect your family. If you're interested in low-tox tips, tricks, hacks, and product swaps, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video every single week. Today, we're diving headfirst into the secret of sunscreen that the industry does not want you to know. We're going to uncover the hidden truth inside each one of those bottles that are lining store shelves right now as we speak. But fear not, because I'm a toxicologist and I will provide you with my approved sunscreen options to have a fun and safe summer. Picture this. You diligently apply sunscreen and reapply after getting out of the water or sweating, thinking that you are safeguarding your health. But what if you are unknowingly exposing yourself to toxic chemicals that could harm your health? Chemical filters such as oxybenzone, avobenzone, and octinoxate have been used widely in sunscreen for many, many years. However, recent studies have raised concerns about their potential toxic effects. Research suggests that benzophenone 3, or oxybenzone, a commonly used sunscreen ingredient and endocrine disruptor, can interfere with our hormone systems. This type of disruption has been linked to reproductive issues, hormone imbalances, and even cancer. In fact, the European Union Scientific Committee for Consumer Safety has even published several documents mentioning and outlining the health issues with these common UV chemical filters. And the worst part is that these chemicals aren't completely washing off when we swim or sweat. They're getting into our bodies, absorbing into our bloodstream, accumulating over time, and potentially causing long-term damage. There's also evidence that they're accumulating in the environment, and up to 97% of people have oxybenzone in their urine, meaning that it is definitely in their body. Not to mention, sunscreen is recommended to be applied daily, liberally, and multiple times per day. It's even recommended for children 6 months and up to start using sunscreen. The problem is that children are extraordinarily sensitive to toxic injury, especially at such a young age. Sun protection should not come with a dose of toxicants, which are negating some of the benefits and potentially, like I said, causing long-term damage. It's time to take control of our health and make more informed choices. And of course, have no fear, because there are definitely low tox options out there that work effectively to protect our skin from the sun, as well as not harming our health with endocrine disruptors. Thankfully, there are mineral sunscreens, which are considered physical sunscreens because they form a physical barrier on the surface of the skin and deflect the harmful rays from the sun. Non-nano mineral sunscreen ingredients such as zinc oxide are considered safe since they don't absorb through the skin into the bloodstream. They provide adequate sun protection without the potential environmental as well as human health issues. Here are a few safety tips for choosing low-tox sunscreen. Tip number 1 is to avoid all aerosols due to the risk of inhalation. Recently, there was a massive recall on mainstream aerosol deodorant as well as sunscreen and other personal care products due to the presence of benzene contamination, which, by the way, is a human carcinogen by inhalation and was likely present due to the propellants that are used to create the aerosol mist. Another issue with aerosol products in general, and specifically sunscreen, is the risk of uneven application. So make sure when you apply your sunscreen that you are rubbing it adequately into the skin and applying an even layer so that you don't get patches of exposed skin that are unprotected. A pump spray sunscreen is okay, but just make sure, like I said, to rub it in and make sure that it is evenly distributed on your skin. Tip number 2, of course, is to avoid synthetic UV chemical filters. Like I mentioned, avobenzone, homosalate, octisalate, octinoxate, oxybenzone, and all of the other ones that you might see on the quote unquote active ingredients panel of the ingredients list, which, by the way, in the US, sunscreens are regulated as drugs. So you'll see active ingredients as well as inactive ingredients. But don't ignore the inactive ingredients because those also play into the overall safety of the product. And tip number 3, of course, is to avoid fragrance or scented sunscreens. These are completely useless and unnecessary, and they could be exposing you to endocrine disruptors, carcinogens, as well as allergens. I'm curious to know. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever heard that sunscreen could be toxic for your health. Here are my top low-tox sunscreens for 2023. Of course, all of these will be linked in the description below. Number 1 is Badger Baby Sunscreen. It's made with organic ingredients, and you can find it online as well as in health food stores like Sprouts or Whole Foods. It's totally unscented and works really well for my family. Number 2 is Beauty by Earth Sunscreen. They make both tinted and untinted versions that you can use for your face or your body. It's also made with organic ingredients such as aloe vera, which is nourishing to the skin. And pick number 3 is Dakota Tallow Mineral Sunscreen. It's made with non-nano zinc oxide and grass-fed tallow, which is actually beef fat. Bonus points because this one comes packaged in a glass jar, which is not only more eco-friendly, sustainable because it's infinitely recyclable, but it's also non-leaching. The reason I've chosen a tallow-based sunscreen for one of my top picks because evidence shows in a human trial that applying linoleic acid, which happens to be high in seed oils, enhances UV damage to the skin. So if you think about it, could we actually be negating some of the benefit of the sunscreen protection from the zinc oxide and minerals with seed oils? So this is something that I'm personally testing out, and this is definitely a new product that I am just starting to use now, but I'll definitely recommend it to you because it has worked well for me the few times that I have used it. Tallow is different than seed oils because it is solid at room temperature, but give it a try and I'm curious to know what you think. So remember to always read the ingredients list and don't ignore the inactive ingredients on a sunscreen ingredient label because those matter too. Some manufacturers have been known to sneak in butyl octyl salicylate, which is actually quite similar to other sunscreen chemicals with toxic concerns. It's not about living in fear. It's all about making more conscious and informed decisions. Armed with this knowledge, you can make healthier choices that will not only affect your health, but future generations. If you need help understanding how to read ingredient labels, I created a course called Safe Ingredient Academy, which teaches you exactly how to read ingredient labels for beauty and personal care products so you can completely detoxify your entire family's routine within 30 days or less. And you can find out about that in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and be sure to check out new videos that I post every single week and keep watching these videos to continue detoxing your beauty and personal care routines.